In part one, we are preparing the side walls as well as the top and bottom walls that will be assembled into a hollow shape that will be cut into for the locket. So with your strip, you want to file each end perfectly, and then we will bend as an oval. Even if you're doing a round locket, you want to bend this as an oval so you have a very good connecting seam, just like you would in a ring. My seam matches well, and the pressure is just right. It's just snug against each other. If the width doesn't match perfectly, that is okay, we will be filing that. But the two parts must arrive really well together. Of course, flux and heat up the back of our plate as well as the whole object because this is silver. This part of the video is on fast forward because you've seen all that a million times, so you don't need to watch the whole thing on regular motion. Pick solder, and there you go. If you have a little lump of solder on the inside at your seam, just file it off without damaging the wall. And then we need to make this perfectly round. Whether you're making a oval or round locket, you need to make it for your sidewall first completely round. Use a rawhide or nylon and flip your sidewall because of course the mandrel is cone shaped, so we flip often. For this you could use a hoop mandrel like I'm using or a ring mandrel. If your future locket is small enough, you might get away with a ring mandrel. If not, you can use one of our hoop mandrel. And we look underneath to see if it is perfectly round. If you're making a round locket, that part is done. If you're going for the oval, find an oval, either bezel mandrel or hoop mandrel, something that fits, and we will shape this up oval with the seam on the long part. So the seam on the, not on the tight curve, on the long side of the oval. Shape up perfectly oval, again flipping. We will file one side, and this is so our eye is not fooled by different texture or different heights on the side. We want to have one side filed evenly so that we can judge our oval. It is a very good habit to develop to use your own eye as opposed to a tool to see if you've reached symmetry. I like to put my saw blade in the middle to train my eye to see if it's symmetrical. So do this every time if you can, and you will train your eye to see right away if it's not symmetrical. And now for the top and bottom wall, we will very roughly cut our plate around our side wall. So we just mark it very roughly because we need extra for the doming. And I will also saw very roughly. As long as you have 1 to 2 millimeters larger than your side wall, your top and bottom plate will fit after doming. So we need a little bit extra to compensate for the doming. And of course, we need to do that 2 times for the top and bottom wall. And as you can see, it's just very roughly done. If you're doming round, you can use one of our wooden dapping block and punches. As well as if you're going oval, you can use it to start the doming. To finish the oval, however, we will need to create a recessed area or a dapping punch using thermoplastic, or it's sometimes called Thermolock. You can purchase this anywhere nowadays, online or at jewelry suppliers or on Etsy even. And you just put those pieces in boiling water for about 3-4 minutes, and then you can shape them up with your hand, and then you create by hand the shape that you need. So I'm going to use a steel block for support at the bottom, and I'm going to take a round metal dapping punch, and I'm just going to create an oval to support our metal when we are dapping oval. These get damaged, of course, a little bit faster than steel or wood, so we may need to refresh them and remake them in school as they get used up. Just let me know and I can help make them, freshen them up. Of course, a kneel before doming, and now you can start doming your oval. To do a good job doming, you must hit the metal everywhere, in the center, on the edges. So take your time and move your silver piece. Move it on its edge, move it on the edge on the tighter part of the oval. Keep moving it, keep hitting it. Note that I am using a metal dapping punch, not wooden. Since we have the softer thermoplastic underneath and oval's a little bit harder, I think a metal dapping punch will work much better with the thermoplastic. I'm looking at my edges, and I need to have a smooth edge all around as well as a smooth surface. You may have to anneal midway and keep at it, but you should not have to anneal more than once. The trick is to keep moving both the piece of metal, the piece of silver, and the dapping punch. You can feel with your finger to see if it's perfectly smooth. As you can see, my edges are not yet there. For both the locket and the pillbox, you have the option of having the front domed and the back flat. So if you're doing that, you will only dome one of your plate. If you are choosing to dome both sides, then of course you'll have to repeat this with your second plate.